Trump's former national security advisor, as you said, Joe, John Bolton, says he never heard of such an order. During an interview with NBC News over the weekend, Bolton offered this challenge to the latest line from the former president's office.
When I became national security advisor, nobody briefed me or informed me that this policy or order was in effect. I was never aware of anything even remotely approximating that policy, and I haven't heard anything of it since I left. If he, in fact, said something like that, when was it memorialized? When did the White House counsel write it down? To whom was it distributed? But if he did take materials out of a safe space to the residents, it would have to be documented what they were, each document, so that people would know what had been declassified. And I know of no logistical train, no paper train at all that says what's declassified and what's not. When a document is declassified, it's not just declassified as to Donald Trump, it's declassified for the whole world. So in theory, if that order existed, which I don't think it did, the news media could today file a Freedom of Information Act request for every document he declassified, which over a 4-year period could be a pretty high stack. So I think this is made up, and I think a key point here is when somebody's making up stories like that, I think it indicates a level of desperation.
So Meek, he's never heard of any order. If there were such a standing order, it would change how the documents were held. Anything that he declassified, reporters could get because it's been declassified. And the person, for those of you that don't follow the news closely, the person that was talking there was not the head of Parks and Recreation for Donald Trump. He was a national security advisor. If anything like this had existed, he would have known about it because he would have been working with other people to take classified documents and declassify them.
As Joe said, it's also being reported that at least one lawyer for the former president signed a written statement back in June that said all of the material marked classified and held in boxes in a storage area at Mar-a-Lago had been returned to the government.
And that lawyer signed that document for
Donald Trump.
Donald Trump.
We know that the FBI agents seized 11 sets of documents with some type of confidential or secret marking on them during the search on Monday. While the former president said on Friday he had already declassified the material found in his possession, there is no documentation of that. And further reporting by the New York Times goes on to say, quote, the Justice Department also subpoenaed surveillance footage from Mar-a-Lago, recorded over a 60-day period, including views from outside the storage room. According to a person briefed on the matter, the footage showed that after one instance in which the Justice Department officials were in contact with Mr. Trump's team, boxes were moved in and out of the room.
You see, that's the thing about the Justice Department and about the FBI. If they're coming to search for things at your house,
they're going to keep coming.
They actually already know they're there.
And they're going to keep asking, and they're going to watch you.
And by the way, if they ask you for your security footage, and there's a strong likelihood that there's somebody on the inside working with the FBI, they already know there's security footage of people moving classified documents out of safe areas inside of Mar-a-Lago, safe for Donald Trump to hide them from everybody else, after the DOJ reaches out and asks for classified documentation. Sort of like a Perry Mason thing, isn't it, Mika?
Yeah.
If they ask the question, they already know the answer.
That's important for one special viewer of Morning Joe to perhaps think about.